हम भारत के सब लोगों का डीएनए, सब लोगों का निरपवाह डीएनए समान है। लिंचिंग करने वाले ये हिंदुत्व के खिलाफ जा रहे हैं।
All Indians have the same DNA. There can only be dominance of Indians, not Hindus or Muslims. One statement, many inferences. Has the RSS softened its Hindutva stand?
ये विचार मेरा नहीं है, ये विचार संगम की विचारधारा का अंग है, क्योंकि हिंदुस्तान एक राष्ट्र है।
Is this statement engineered for the mega Uttar Pradesh elections?
तो बोल नहीं सकते आजकल कहाँ सही है कहाँ गलत है।
Top focus and to the point this evening, decoding the RSS chief's same DNA statement. Welcome viewers, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Massive politics has now erupted over the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat's statement saying that those who indulge in lynchings are against Hindutva and importantly that all Indians have the same DNA. It's Indians over Muslims and Hindus. Huge statement. But after this very statement, the opposition is up in arms, practically saying that the RSS needs to walk the talk and all of this is engineered towards the Uttar Pradesh elections.
लिंचिंग करने वाले ये हिंदुत्व के खिलाफ जा रहे हैं।
Big unity pitch by RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat, asserting that anyone targeting Muslims is not a Hindu, urging Muslims not to get trapped in the cycle of fear. Speaking at a book launch organized by Muslim Rashtriya Manch in Ghaziabad yesterday, Bhagwat also took on those indulging in lynching, asserting that Hindus and Muslims have the same DNA.
लिंचिंग करने वाले ये हिंदुत्व के खिलाफ जा रहे हैं, वो आतताई है। कानून के जरिए उनका निपटारा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि ऐसे केसेस बनाए भी जाते हैं। 40,000 साल पूर्व से हम भारत के सब लोगों का डीएनए, सब लोगों का निरपवाह डीएनए समान है।
But the comment made by the RSS chief didn't go down well with the opposition. Congress, BSP, SP and AIMIM trained their guns at Bhagwat. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi claimed that violence and murder are an integral part of Godse's Hindutva ideology, even adding that such elements are shielded by the government. Congress's Digvijay Singh said that Bhagwat must teach the unity sermons to RSS followers.
मोहन भागवत जी उल्टी बात कर रहे हैं, अभी भी आगे सही है, लेकिन जो इस तरह के अपराध में सम्मिलित हों उनके खिलाफ आपने क्या कार्रवाई की?
BSP, SP and BJP should stop spreading hate in the name of faith.
देश के जिन भी राज्यों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकारें चल रही हैं, वे भारतीय संविधान की उसकी सही मानवतावादी मंशा के मुताबिक चलने की बजाय ज़्यादातर आरएसएस के संकीर्ण एजेंडे पर ही चल रही हैं।
वो प्रमुख हैं संघ के और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का शासन है केंद्र में और बहुत सारी सरकारों में, तो कम से कम ऐसे बयानों को रोकें जो उनके बयानवीर दिन रात देते रहते हैं, जिससे समाज में नफरत और समाज में अलगाव पैदा होता है। ये उनकी सबसे बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है।
However, Muslim clerics had mixed reactions. Some welcoming Bhagwat's outreach, other asks tough steps to be taken against the miscreants.
संघ के प्रमुख होने के नाते जो बड़ी जिम्मेदारी से उन्होंने ये बात कही है, मैं समझता हूं कि ये सबके लिए एक बड़ा संदेश है।
हमें ऐसे काम को करने की ज़रूरत है कि जिससे हमारा कानून का राज बने और मॉब लिंचिंग खत्म हो।
Will the Sangh's olive branch to Muslims heal the wounds of lynchings? Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's now delve a little deeper into what the RSS chief said and what are the various inferences drawn, because it is happening 6 months before the state of Uttar Pradesh goes to vote. And if you have gone back into the various statements made by the RSS chief, it does seem, at least does seem, a softening of stand. Why do we say that? We're going to put out all those graphics there in just about a minute, but let me connect to our panelists this evening. I have Aparajita Sarangi, BJP MP. I have Juhi Singh, Samajwadi Party spokesperson, and I also have Deshrata Nigam, political analyst. I want to begin with Mr. Nigam. Mr. Nigam, if you look at the statements, when today Mr. Bhagwat says that the DNA of all of India is Indians. He also says Indians before Hindu and Muslims, which is important to note. But let's just go back to what he said just about 2 years ago, where he says, to quote him, all Indians are Hindus by identity. So are all Indians Hindu by identity, or the identity of all Hindu Muslims is Indians?
Let us be very clear, Preeti, that first you have to know how RSS defines Hindu. Hindu first is a geographical term, and secondly it talks of our common ancestors, and it is a way of life. It does not talk in terms of religion. Please understand that. Even Supreme Court has said Hinduism is a way of life. And if you look at that from that point of view, everybody who resides in India is Hindu. And today what he says, whether you call it Hindutva or Bharati, it does not matter. It is up to you to what you call yourself. And it is not the first time Mohan Bhagwatji has made statements the way he has made it yesterday. But even in Vigyan Bhavan, if you recall, there was an interaction with foreign media and various dignitaries. He had made the same kind of statements, even prior to that. So this is nothing new what he said. And he was speaking at a function of Rashtriya Muslim Manch, which is an affiliate of RSS. And Indresh Kumarji is doing wonderful work out there. And lakhs of Muslims, being member of that particular organization, are working on the ground, strengthening the country.
So, Mr. Nigam, you would infer, sir, you would infer that both statements, statement 1, which was made in 2018, all Indians are Hindu by identity, to statement number, which was made right now, which primarily suggests that all Indians are Indians above Hindu Muslim, mean the same thing.
Yes, because if you have to first understand the definition of Hindu which the RSS gives, not what the politicians give or what some of the intellectuals have started giving it. And once you understand that, you won't find any dichotomy or difference between the two statements that you have quoted.
All right, okay. All right, I want to cut across right now to our BJP spokesperson, Ms. Aparajita, who's with us. Madam, if that is what the true essence of what the RSS chief has said, it needs to filter down to all the BJP leaders. But if we just go back to what the BJP leaders have been saying, and it's not one, the latest one is, of course, Mr. Rammu, who's used language which is highly derogatory to Muslims of late, but let's say he's a rabble-rouser. Let's go across to the various leaders, including Mr. Giriraj Singh, including Mr. Anurag Thakur. Has it filtered down in what the RSS actually means when they say that the DNA of all Indians is the same? Because it seems that most BJP leaders haven't been able to get that.
A very good evening to all of you. Now, at the outset, I would request all of you to not deviate from the central concern. And the central concern today is talking about the statements issued by the RSS chief. RSS chief has made very clear that there is nothing called Hindu or Muslim unity, all are one, and he's talking in terms of India, Indian and Indianness. Now this has come from 1951 Jan Sangh. Jan Sangh was formed in 1951, we know, and that point of time also Shyama Prasad Mukherjee ji has talked of India, Indian and Indianness, and now we talk of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas. I think today whatever the statements that have been issued by Mohan Bhagwat ji must be welcomed by each and every Indian. Amazing statements. See, right now he has made it very clear that there is absolutely no differentiation between one person and the other. Let's not talk of Hindu or Muslim, one person or the other in India. Anybody who is within India is an Indian, and then that is the only identity. Bharatiyata ka varchasva. Na Hindu ka varchasva, na Musalmano ka varchasva. And I'm extremely happy that today many of the Muslim leaders have come forward and have welcomed the statements of Mohan Bhagwat ji. And Mohan Bhagwat ji was very specific when he said that if any Hindu says that the Muslims cannot stay here in India, is not a Hindu. very, very clear, very strong statement, a very strong message. And at the same time,
The fact is, madam, it's all well and good and to say it's a very strong statement. But will it filter down is my question, madam. Because in spirit, has it been imbibed by BJP leaders?
I think all of us should imbibe, and many of us are actually showing it in our actions, in our thought processes, and the way we behave. I think it's not right to take a few names and say that this is what BJP stands for. This is absolutely wrong.
Okay.
You know, there are certain exceptions everywhere, and exception is definitely not the rule.
All right, okay. Ms. Juhi Singh, why does the Samajwadi Party feel that this is all engineered towards this big mega elections in 6 months in Uttar Pradesh?
Preeti, the statement, of course, as it can be read in letter is excellent, but will it be followed in spirit by the BJP is what I would like to ask. Mr. Ammu is not just one leader. He's their official spokesperson. Has he been told to stop his rebel rousing? Nothing more than the pandemic has showed us how fragile the journey between life and death is. So, yes, Mohan Bhagwat's statement that politicians should not be divisive in society sounds great, but is the BJP following it? Is the BJP imbibing those values? That's really for the BJP to answer, and I'm really talking about issues. Of course, every human being has the same DNA. We all are, nobody has really deciphered or decoded the mystery of life and death, but then let's respect it. That's what the Constitution always also says, and I think Mohan Bhagwat ji is an Indian before also. He would respect. We have nothing against this statement. We would be happy if our government in UP and individuals, I agree, there are individuals on both sides who do not really let this message get translated. But I'm sure Mr. Bhagwat is a tall leader. BJP can discipline anyone if he says so. So let's start from their own house and let's let them discipline the people who don't really, as Tusharda ji said, imbibe the description of Hinduism or understand the description. Maybe they need some more awareness camps. So, and India be safe.
Ma'am, there's a problem with your audio. Will you correct your audio? We can barely hear you. I'll go back to Ratan Sharda on this.
Okay,
Mr. Sharda, the fact is the timing is what is seemingly suspect here. Because still now this is, okay, you say it is the same which has happened earlier, but most political analysts or those who have followed with what the Sangh statements have been say that this is definitely a softening down of their stand on Hindutva.
I am Desh Ratan Nigam, not Ratan Sharda, although I respect Ratan Sharda a lot.
My bad, sir. My bad. We had him on a show just before you. My bad.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, he's a wonderful person. I know him personally as well. Now the fact is, see, there is nothing called softening or hardening. It's a principled stand which is going on since a very, very long time. So, I mean, yes, political parties would consider as softening, or some will say, will read another meaning, some will give, different shade to it. But there has been a consistency to Mr. Bhagwat's statements in the past and even in present. And now, one very important thing, this is not a BJP specific statement. Therefore, please do not make this debate into a BJP specific that these statements are directed towards BJP. Please understand it's directed towards political parties in general, where he says Rajniti ekjut nahi karti hai. Politics is a competitive thing. It does not unite people because people are fighting there for votes.
But Mr. Nigam, would you not reckon that, nobody is that green behind the ears that they will not actually connect the BJP to the RSS? Even the BJP admits that their ideologue is the RSS.
No, it is. But when Mr. Bhagwat makes a statement from a platform, it is meant for everybody. It is not BJP specific. Please understand that. And that is what I am saying when he makes it very clear. And lynching, if you go deep into the meaning of lynching and what he was meaning, he was saying lynching per se is bad. When he says when everybody is a Hindu or a Bharatiya, Hindutva includes everybody.
Okay.
And a lyncher is anti-Hindu or against Hindutva, which means all kinds of lynching is bad.
Okay.
And I can give you, names of various lynchers from both the sides.
Okay, Mr. Nigam, I'd like
not make it.
Okay. No, the fact is, let's not make it political, but it is deeply political, and one can't really deny the fact. But I would like to go to Ms. Aparajita as well, the BJP spokesperson, which is with what Juhi Singh is also saying, is to walk the talk where the BJP is concerned. You yourself said, madam, sitting on this platform, that most BJP leaders, or 90%, other than a few bad eggs, have imbibed the idea of what the RSS says is Hindutva. But having said that, have your leaders walked the talk? Few bad eggs is one thing. Have you taken the ability to actually reprimand those? 2 days ago, Mr. Ammu, who's your BJP spokesperson from Haryana, has said the most vilest of things.
I reiterate that exception is not the rule. You look at any political party. Don't we have black sheep everywhere? Couple of people here and there, they do not actually talk of the entire
Ma'am, Tejasvi Surya is a member of parliament.
I understand that. I understand that.
Anurag Thakur is MOS Finance.
Please don't pick and choose. It's basically we are talking of the overall spirit of a political party. A particular political party is run on the basis of certain ideologies, right? And here, very rightly, Mr. Nigam said, we are talking of Mohan Bhagwat ji's statements. He's the chief of RSS.
Okay.
So let us not confuse. Now here, Mr. Mohan
Madam, okay, I'll give you an example.
was absolutely candid about
Miss,
one thing.
Madam, I'll give you an example. When the Chief Minister... Madam, I'll just give you a very small example. When the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, which is going into election, says that the opposition represents Ali, we represent Bajrang Bali. What does it mean?
See, I would definitely not like to comment on any particular chief minister or any particular person within the BJP who has issued a statement. Here we are talking of the rightness or the wrong aspect of Mohan Bhagwat ji's statements.
Okay.
He is the chief of RSS. And whether these statements are right or wrong, that's what we are trying to talk about. So let us not bring politics into the statements of Mohan Bhagwat.
So,
I would definitely not.
Mr. Nigam, you give me a minute, I'll go back to Juhi Singh. But madam, the fact is, let's not bring politics. It's highly political. And, none of us can go away from that fact, whether it's political or not. But I'll bring in Juhi Singh. Juhi Singh, why don't we look at the statement? Even if you think he's never said it, he said it now, it should be welcome, no?
Preeti, the names have been given. Can Mohan Bhagwat please exercise some sort of a check on our Chief Minister or Ammu or Anurag Thakur or Tejasvi Surya? These are not ordinary people. These are your MPs. These are your official spokesperson. And it's very convenient to say that RSS is not something which is completely identified with the BJP. As you said, everybody can have a look at that. And it's very clear. Now, Mohan Bhagwat ji he is an Indian. He should be making these statements, but he should also be making some effort to really let the party whom he supports ideologically and also otherwise in elections to translate this on ground. Because otherwise, it's no use making these statements. Anybody can do sweet talk, but it doesn't really mean. These are meaningless statements. It's not followed by the rank and file of your party, which is very, very evident. It's very, again, convenient to say that there are, on both sides, there are errors. Of course, we'll discipline ours, but is Mr. Mohan Bhagwat important enough for you to even issue a statement here that what Anurag Thakur said or the Chief Minister of UP continuously says or Mr. Ammu says is wrong?
All right. Can I bring in Mr. Nigam? He wanted to come in. Yes, Mr. Nigam, you've been wanting to make a point. Go ahead, sir.
Preeti, in fact, this is about self-regulation and self-discipline and the role of the society. That is what he said, that politics cannot unite the entire country because it's competitive in nature, and which in Hindi we call it pratispardha. And therefore, this role of the society comes into the picture. And the self-regulation and self-discipline of political parties becomes paramount. Now, I'll give you an example, and which may be political in nature. Now, BSP and Samajwadi Party have always called Muslims that their vote should not be divided and they must vote en bloc to them. So appeal was always on religion, and that nobody.
Mr. Nigam, it cuts both ways, and I'll tell you why it cuts both ways. When Rahul Gandhi,
let me finish.
Sir, I'll come in. I know you want to finish, but hear me out, sir, as well, and I'll let you finish. It cuts both ways, because when Rahul Gandhi became the MP of Wayanad, the Prime Minister of this country said that he's been elected from a constituency where the majority is not Hindu. So it cuts both ways.
Let me answer that. Because Mr. Gandhi, insulted Amethi. He made certain statements about Amethi, And then, he went and chose a constituency, very carefully chose a constituency, which was a Muslim majority.
But sir, the color,
It's
the
a
communal
factual
color was
information.
given by the Prime
It's a
Minister,
factual-
so it cuts both
No,
ways.
it's a fact.
Opposition and government, it cuts both ways,
No,
sir.
it's a factual information without any opinion about it, frankly telling you.
Okay.
And secondly, let me tell you, when everybody appeals to Muslims to vote on the grounds of religion, none of the media channels call it polarization. But when there is a counter action, a counter reaction to that, and the Hindus start getting united, we call it polarization.
No,
Everybody
sir.
starts calling
Well,
it
I don't know what
polarization.
channel you subscribe to. We've always called that out. Be it Mr. Owaisi's call in Bihar when he entered Bihar, we've always called it out. Having said
No,
that,
generally I'm making a general statement. I'm
Ms.
not.
Juhi,
I'm
okay.
not.
Juhi Singh wanted to come in. I know, Madam, I'll come
Yes,
back
I
to you.
would like to comment.
Can I go to Juhi Singh first? Yes, Ms. Singh, you wanted to make a comment quickly, madam.
Preeti, these are deeply political statements which have been just made, that political parties which have been named, a call to people to vote on basis of religion. Then you are not an ideologue, sir. You are actually speaking for the BJP, and then be frank about it.
No,
Why let Mr. Mohan Bhagwat make these statements and then pretend that you actually care for... no, sir, why just pretend that you care for the society not being divided when yourself are making a full effort to put on this panel every divisive statement you can make up or manufacture? It's a pity. That's all. It's a pity.
TMC did not make those statements.
We don't
Please
appeal
tell
on
me that.
basis of religion, sir. To show me one
Oh, you
statement
do.
where we have said,
You
and
do.
I
Your
don't.
leaders
No, I
do.
don't, sir. And I will not allow you to bully me. I
Ms.
don't.
Juhi Singh, the fact is, none the richer. If I go down in the annals of the commentary by Mr. Azam Khan, you and I both will, let's not. Let's not. I can do that. I can go down to the statements that Mr. Azam Khan has made over the years. Let's not get into it because, like I said, no political party is any richer. But Mr. Parajita, you wanted to come in and make a quick comment. Go ahead.
Yes, of course. A very quick comment. See, we were talking of whether we walk the talk. As far as the BJP is concerned, let me tell you that we are trying to implement all the schemes with absolutely no distinction between one religious person and the other religious person in mind. Think of all the individual beneficiary scheme that the Pradhan Mantri Modi ji's government is handling. Think of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana or Ujjwala or Saubhagya scheme or any other
Madam,
scheme.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one which is being contended and highly criticized, which is your population control, scheme, which the Uttar Pradesh government wants to take on from what the Assam government has right now put into play. Madam, it is, so if you're talking about that all schemes are, no.
Political leaders
Madam, I want to, you made a comment.
Very irresponsible statements.
Ms. Sarangi, you made a comment. Now, you said all schemes. Now, I'll give you an example. The population control law that you are coming up with on the lines of Assam is now being criticized of being anti-Muslim. It is a criticism. Nobody's saying it's the fact, but it's the truth on that account.
It is how we look at it.
Sorry, Mr. Nigam, go ahead,
it is
sir.
how we look at it. By the way, I'm talking of all the government schemes, the individual oriented.
The central schemes, I agree. Okay, the central schemes, I agree, but the schemes made by the state have been contended with. Mr. Nigam, 10 seconds, I need to close the show.
Yeah, in fact, Mohan Bhagwat ji also talked about population challenge.
Okay.
He said today we are able to feed the people, but tomorrow it may be a challenge.
All right,
so it is not about Hindu or Muslim.
my producer tells me I'm extremely short of time. I apologize. I need to bow out of this debate, but it's something which is going to be talked about in days to come. And wherever polarization is concerned, it's the hallmark of the footprint of any state that is getting into elections. UP is one of them. Do stay with us. Up next is Rahul Kawal.